Community college or university, one of the most important decisions you'll make coming out of high school. Today, I'm going to give you guys an honest breakdown. If you're thinking about starting at community college first, then transferring, or just going straight to university, I'm going to talk about all of it today. Finances, return on investment, pros and cons, transfer paths, major availability. These are all important things that you need to know before you make your decision. Because the right answer is different for everyone, and I want to give you guys the tools and resources that you need to make an educated decision and figure out which one's right for you. So let's get into it. Let's start with the number that matters most, the cost. The average community college costs somewhere around $3,000 and $5,000 per year in tuition. The average in-state university costs somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 per year, and that's before housing, food, and everything else. If you spend 2 years at a community college knocking out all those general education credits before transferring to a university, you're looking at saving somewhere between $10,000 and $2,000 compared to doing all those 4 years in a university. And here's the part that most people forget, that money isn't just saved, it's also debt you didn't take on if you have a student loan with interest. Every dollar that you don't borrow is a dollar saved by the time the loan would have to be paid back. But and here's the most important part, cheaper doesn't automatically mean better. The financial savings only make sense if the rest of the plan works. If you have a short and long-term plan for your career and your life, and we're going to talk about more in this video. One of the strongest arguments for going to community college is knocking out those general education requirements for a fraction of the cost. Gen Ed courses like English composition, math, history, science, social studies, they're required at almost every university regardless of your major. So basically, these are credits that you're going to have to take no matter what. And the argument is that it might not be worth it to pay university tuition rates if you're going to be taking the same classes that you take at a community college. At a lot of universities, these classes are taught by graduate students in lecture halls of over 200 people. So you can go to a community college and take those same exact gen ed requirements for a fraction of the cost, transfer to a university, and start your major specific coursework once you're there. You graduate with the same university and the same degree. Nobody looks at your transcript and sees that you took those courses at a community college. They see your degree from your 4-year university. I'm just using this transfer logic as an example. I know maybe not all of you on here plan to go to a 4-year at some point, but it is an option. But back to the topic, the key is making sure your credits transfer cleanly. Every state has different agreements between the community colleges and universities that guarantee your credits transfer. For example, the intro classes I take at community college in Nevada may not transfer to university in California. There's a link that I'll post in the description below to see if courses from one school will transfer to the other. Just be mindful when deciding this now so you can plan for your future. Now here are the pros of community college. First, the cost, which we've covered already. There are significant savings when you go to community college. Community colleges are built for students who are working, commuting, or figuring out what they want to do. There are smaller class sizes, more schedule flexibility, and generally more accommodating for those who are still deciding what they want to do. Number 3 is figuring out your direction. If you genuinely don't know what you want to major in, spending $12,000 or $15,000 at a university while you're figuring it out is very expensive. Community college gives you that time and space to figure out your direction without the financial pressure. Number 4 is academic foundation. So if your high school grades weren't where you wanted them to be, or you struggled at standardized tests, community college lets you prove yourself academically without transferring. It's basically like a clean start, and a strong community college GPA opens doors to universities that may not have admitted you straight out of high school. Now, here are the cons of community college. Number 1 is a motivation problem, and this one is one that most people don't like to talk about. For some people, community college is a stepping stone that works perfectly. For others, the lack of the full college experience, like the campus life, the dorms, social environment, it becomes demotivating. It may almost feel like a repeat of high school. Some students who plan to transfer never do. They get comfortable, they lose momentum, and the transfer just never happens. If you know yourself well enough to know that you need the environment of university to stay motivated, that's valid information for your decision. Savings mean nothing if you don't finish. Number 2 is major and course availability. Community colleges don't offer every major or every class that you may need before you transfer. If you want to study architecture, engineering, computer science, or any highly specialized field, most community colleges don't offer those programs. You can do your gen eds there, but your major coursework requires a university anyway. So just know what you want to study before you assume the community college offers it. At some point, I was kind of deciding whether I wanted to start at a community college and then transfer. But then I realized that I couldn't because I didn't have enough general ed classes to take while I was there. I had a lot of college credits going in from high school. So that's another factor for you guys to figure out. Number three is the campus experience. Clubs, networking, internship pipelines, campus recruiting, alumni networks. These are things that universities offer that community colleges mostly don't. If those things matter for you and your career path, factor that in. If you choose community college with the intention of transferring eventually, here's how to do it right. I would pick your target university before you even start at community college, so you want to know exactly where you're going to be transferring and when. Build your entire course plan around that school's transfer requirements. Don't just take the classes and hope they count, just map it out from day one. Maintain a strong GPA. Transfer admissions are highly GPA based, and you're starting off on a clean slate. So you're going to want a 3.5 or above. It's going to give you real options for universities. Get a below a 3.0 GPA, your choices for transferring narrow significantly. Get involved even at the community college level. Clubs, student government, internships, leadership roles, those are all important for transfer applications. Transfer applications ask these same questions just as freshman applications do, so keep that in mind. And apply to transfer in your first year of community college, not your second. Some transfer deadlines are earlier than you think, and the best spots at competitive universities fill up very fast. How do you actually decide? Community college first makes sense if cost is your primary concern, you don't have a clear major yet, your high school record wasn't strong enough for a university, or you know yourself well enough to stay motivated without the full campus environment. University from the start makes sense if you have a specific major that requires 4 years at a university, you have scholarships or financial aid that make it affordable, you know that you need the campus environment to stay engaged, or the networking and recruiting pipelines at your target school are important for your career. Neither path is wrong. You could go straight to a 2 year college and end it from there, transfer to a university after, start at a university. These are just all options that you need to have. However, the wrong move is picking one without knowing your full situation and knowing the full picture. Be honest with yourself about finances, your motivation, and your goals. This decision is different for everyone as we all have our different preferences, background, and goals in life. Hopefully this video gave you more options and things to think about before you apply for colleges. Make sure to subscribe for weekly college content every Sunday and Wednesday. I know 90% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you for watching the video.